Hello guys and welcome back. In this video we will start creating our UI system and we will create our user interface right now. Alright, so first of all what we want to do is to go to the files that I've gave you and go to the rollable files 1. Don't go to the 2, go to 1 and then go to textures, and then you see that two textures of the coin and the one of the health bar. We want to select both of them, and then let me first go to assets in here and then take that to here, and let me back out. And all right, so in order to create our UI system, we want to go to the blueprints folder and then right click and go to user interface on the bottom and then select widget blueprint. That widget blueprint is gonna create something like a UI for our game. All right, so select the widget blueprint and then name it player HUD, HUD. All right, and then open it up. And first of all, let me take it to next to the map, and you see that when we open it up we will be greeted with this UI. Basically this will be our screen, so whatever we put in here it will show on our screen. All right, so we can add buttons in here, we can add image, progress bars, texts, and anything else that we want we can put it in here. Let me delete those, and then all right, let me delete those, and then let's start creating our UI. All right, so in here in the palette we can grab things into our UI, and in here this is the hierarchy, so whatever we put it in here it's gonna be shown in here. All right, so let me delete that, and also in here it's the details panel. So if I grab a text, for example, you can see that we've got so many details that we can change. For example, I can change the text that is shown in here. Let me make it something like government. Right, and if I press enter it's gonna be shown in here. So this is the details panel. Let me delete that again. Wait, let me delete that. Okay, and in here we've got our timeline and animations. So if we wanted to create an animation for our UI we could do that in here, but we are not gonna do that in this tutorial. Alright, so let's start creating our UI. Bring an image into your UI, and then by selecting the image, come to here, down into appearance, and then select that little arrow next to brush, and then select, you see that there's an image that we can put it in there. Select that and type health bar. All right, so we want to bring our health bar into here and just make it a little bit bigger. We can make it however we like. If you want it to be smaller, make it smaller. If you wanted to make it bigger, just make it bigger, however you like. All right, and yeah, let it be like this. And then make sure that in the anchors in here, you see that this little flower in here, this is called the anchor. So basically this is gonna show that where this UI should be placed. All right, so for example this is the image, where this image should be placed. If you see that in here, if this is the anchor, all right, the position of this UI will be 1349 units to the right side and then 112 units to the downside. But if I change the anchor to the right side, you can see that it's gonna be -500 from the left side and then 112 on the downside. All right, this might sound a little bit weird, but I'll show you why we do this. All right, I'll show you later why we do this. Basically this is for whenever you shrink your screen you want the things to be at exactly the same place. All right, so this is for that. All right, and I'll show you later how that will affect your game and why should you put the anchors and where should you put them. All right, just do it like this, make it to the right side, and I'll show you when we finish this. All right, and then after that select the image and then hit F2 on your keyboard and then name it to image health bar, image health. All right, that's fine. And then let's bring another image into our screen, and then in the brush we want to select the image of coin UI. All right, select that coin UI and then make it like make it 100 by 100. All right, so you see that size X and size Y, make it 100 by 100, and it's on the left side. That is just fine. All right, and also if you wanted your your health bar to be on that side and the coin to be on the right side, that is totally just fine. You can do whatever you want. You can even drag it and put it in here and make the anchor to be on that side, but no, I'm gonna stick to this. All right, so do whatever you like. All right, and after that what we want to do is to rename that one again and call it image coin, right? And then after that we want to grab a text next to our coin, and let me take it to here maybe, and then make the text in here, make it something like 9999, so 9999, and shrink it down a little bit. And then you can see that we've got lots of settings in here that we can change. For example, the accuracy is fine, the position, the size, and alignment. Here we have got the text that we can change. We've got the color and the opacity. So for example, if you wanted to, we can make this color to be something like a yellowish color, right? And then take it to here. And also let's see what else we have. We've got the font that we can change. We've got justification to be centered from the right side, left side. These settings are only used to make your UI a little bit nicer. So if you wanted to change the font, or you wanted to make it bigger or smaller, you could do that in here. You could change the size to be something else, all right? But I'm just gonna stick to the default, and if you wanted to, you can change that in here. All right, and after that what we want to do, just let me make the font a little bit bigger, make it 30, and I think this color is not nice, but all right, just let's stick with the yellow. It's fine. All right, if you wanted to change the color as you like. All right, and then select that text and rename it to coin value. All right, coin value. All right, and then after that what we want to do, you see that for our health we will need a progress bar, something like a progress bar. So let me take that progress bar into here and let me make it a little bit bigger. All right, and if I zoom in, you can see that in here we've got something which is called percent. All right, right now it is 0.0, but if I fill it, all right, if I fill it, it's gonna be 1. So the value is from 0 to 1, not from 0 to 100. All right, so we can use that for our health. All right, the percent, if we do not have any health, it will be like this, and if you have full health, it will be like that, and that percent will be 1. Just let me change the color to be something like, before I change the color, let me show you something else. All right, if I grab it to here, let's make sure that this fits the image. All right, and yeah, something like this will be fine. Right now you can see that our progress bar is like on top of the other image. That is because in here this is like an hierarchy. All right, if I take the progress bar and put it before the health, you'll see that the health image will be on top of the progress bar and the progress bar will go behind. But let me show you something else. Even if you did not manage to have a great hierarchy like this, let me take the progress bar down into here. All right, let me show you something else. How can we take that progress bar to be behind that image? What we want to do, there is something in here which is called the Z order. All right, so if we select the image, all right, its Z order is 0. So Z order of 0 means that it is on top of the screen. All right, this is on the screen, this is right on top of the screen. But if we go to the progress bar, you can see that it is 0 as well. But if you make it -1, right? You can see that it's gonna go behind. The progress bar will go behind by one value, so that it will go behind the image health, all right? So let's select the progress bar and make it a color like a health color. Make it something like a red color, and nope, let me make it a dark red color like a blood. Maybe something like that is fine. All right, yeah, something like this will be good. Okay, this will be fine for our health. And if I select the progress bar and let me name it to health value, health bar maybe, yeah, health bar will be better. And you can see that if we have no health, it will be like this, and if we have health, it will be like that. This looks really cool. All right, so let's add our UI into our screen. So hit compile and then hit save. And you can see that right now if I play, nothing has changed, nothing has gone to the UI. Where is the UI? We can see that, right? So what we want to do is to go to our BP ball mode. We want to go to our game mode basically, and then open it up and go to the event graph. All right, and then in the event begin play, let me put it up. In here, what we want to do is to right click and then type custom event. All right, so we want to create a custom event in order to create our UI. All right, so select add custom event and then type create player HUD UI. Right, create player HUD UI. And after that, what we want to do is to grab the pin and then type create widget. Right, you can see that it's in here, create widget. And then what type of widget do you want to create? The widget that we created right now. What was it called? It was called the player HUD. All right, you can see that in here. It's called the player HUD. Let me take it to this side. And to which player do you want to add that player HUD into? So we create that player HUD, that HUD UI, all right, we created that, but who do we want to put it to? So basically this is for multiplayer games, so that some players have a UI and the others have a different kind of UI. So what we want to do is, because our game is not multiplayer, it's single player, we just want to grab it and then type get player controller. All right, it's gonna get the player controller from index 0, which is basically the first player, and because our game is single player, it's only gonna be the player that's playing the game. All right, so we created the UI. What we want to do is grab that UI and then type add to viewport. So this is gonna add it to our UI in here. All right, so let me start, compile it and then hit save, and let me start our game, and you can see that it's not in here. So what happened? So we created the event, all right, we created the create player HUD UI custom event, but we never called it. All right, so we want to call this whenever we play the game, so that it's gonna create our HUD and it's gonna add it to the viewport of the first player. So what we want to do is, from the event begin play, we want to type create player HUD UI, right? So basically we want to call that custom event that we created. All right, from the event begin play, we call that create player HUD UI, and the create player HUD UI is gonna create a widget for the first player, and then it's gonna add it to the viewport, to the screen of the first player. All right, let me hit compile and then save, and this time if I hit play, you can see that it's gonna be like this. Oh, and let me show you something. If you look at here, you can see that on the right side, we've got, you know, our health bar has gone to the left side, and if I shrink it down, you can see that it's gonna change. Why is this happening? So this was because of the anchors. All right, this was the problem that I wanted to show you. All right, so if I take it, it should be like this, isn't it? But it is not, because of the anchors. So let's fix that right now. Go to the player HUD UI and then select the health bar. you can see that we did not change the anchor of the health bar. If I change it to the right side, it's gonna make sure that, let me select it, it's gonna make sure that whenever we shrink the screen down or make it more, all right, so if we increase the resolution or if we decrease the resolution, it's gonna make sure that it always is positioned from this side, and it is -400 to the left and 142 to the down part. Even if we, you know, shrink the screen, it's gonna make sure that, all right, it's in here, not from the other side. So if I select it right now, you can see that the problem has been solved. Even if I let me see, even if I shrink the screen right now, nothing bad will happen. All right. Okay, so we solved that, but we've got lots of things to do now. You see that we have 9,999 coins. We want obviously we don't have that. We want to update it. Right now it's not gonna update, all right, and also our health is not gonna be updated right now as well. So in the next video we will make sure that we have that, you know, updating our coin system and also updating our health bar in the UI. So guys, this was the video, and I hope you learned something new today, and in the next video we will make sure that we can update our health and also update our coin system in the UI, obviously. So until the next video, if you have any questions, ask me, and I'm here always to help you. See you guys, and bye bye.